Wow, I hope everybody can hear me. And okay, let's get this rolling. All right, about 20 seconds left, but who's counting, right? I just hope the audio is going through well. So let me see if I can check up on that really quick to see if the audio is going through smoothly. All right, sounds good. All right, let's get started. Well, today is basically just like what the title said. It's gonna be a Q&A, more or less of just me updating on the channel itself. I know I haven't been uploading anything much because I've been so busy with a commercial that I was working on. I'm actually going to be able to show you a little bit of it today, so I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, once again, I first and foremost, thank you so much everyone that's been supporting the channel and continue supporting the channel. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. I appreciate you all, and I am so glad that ever since I started rolling out these DaVinci Resolve tutorials, it has been working quite well, and that you guys are learning something from it and giving me feedback on how it's going, and also that you've run into issues with it and that we were able to communicate with each other and get that resolved. No pun intended. But yeah, I some of you've known, you private messaged me and we were able to jump on was it Zoom or something, that we were able to kind of troubleshoot and figure things out. So I am so glad, and that's something that I am extremely happy, and I can confidently say that it's something that I enjoy doing. So do not hesitate to ask me questions. And I just hope that, even later on down the road, I am still able to provide quality content and quality valuable information to everyone. So again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Well, let's keep it rolling, and I know I'm probably gonna have about 30 minutes today. So today we're gonna do some I'm gonna answer questions that you guys have been asking on my videos and in the comments, and I know some of them I haven't got a chance to answer them all. So today I'm gonna address it all, answer it all, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them down even after the stream. I will have this video available, so you can just still put your questions down there, and I will answer them accordingly, or I will make another stream. So yeah, and first one, some of the questions were relating to my PC spec. To be honest with you, I'm not like a big like gear person. I am not very good at explaining gear, but I've built my computer sometimes last year, 2019, and that's all I know. It's and it's with like the latest. I only know that my graphics card is a MSI Trio 2080 RTX, and my CPU is an overclocked 9 something. I know this is super horrible. I should have all this information ready, but this is a live stream. But again, in terms of my PC spec, I will probably post it somewhere in this video, probably in the descriptions later on, because again, my friend built it for me. So yeah, but it's honestly, with if there were questions between PC and Mac, right? Here's the thing. I come from a Mac world. Editing on Macs, super smooth, no hiccups at all, never crashed on me, none of that, quote unquote updates that's happening like every single day, and sometimes it might screw up softwares. Keep in mind that DaVinci Resolve itself is already super stable compared to Adobe Premiere. And I can vouch for that because I was on Premiere for like 3 years and it crashes on me on PC and Mac. Super slow. I don't know if they have updated that yet, but it just didn't work quite well for me. The reason I transitioned from Adobe Premiere to DaVinci Resolve because of color grading. Now, color grading has improved in Premiere, but I've gotten so used to using Resolve to do all the color grading, and I feel like it's so much more robust. So I just did the whole transition over altogether. And editing itself on Resolve has gotten way better than their previous versions. So in terms of the editing side, it's everything. It has everything that you're gonna need. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's, and I will go a little bit more in terms of Resolve in a little bit. But again, yeah. So in terms of computer-wise, PC and Mac. Mac works great, but bang for your buck, build your own PC. And if you are gaming, if you do a lot of gaming, again, PC might be the way to go, right? Because obviously, if you are gaming on PC, you might as well build yourself a PC that can also do gaming, streaming, and editing. And again, I will touch in that subject in a little bit as well. If you're deciding right now, just right off the bat, if you're deciding between Mac or PC, the only questions you're gonna have to ask yourself is, do I play games? If you do play games, stick with PC. If you don't play games, go with Mac. And if you are a pure content creator, just stick with Mac. Right now, I believe the iMac 2020 is probably the best computer, bang for your buck. Not the best computer, bang for your buck iMac that you can do 4K, 8K video editing without any hiccups. So that's where I would put my money if I were to get a new Mac. As far as MacBook Pro, yes, it's I recently have a conversation with one of my friends, and she was deciding whether to go with a MacBook Pro or some other Mac. And I was suggesting the iMac, but then she was like, well, yeah, I kind of want to edit on the go when I'm traveling, etc. So my question to her and to you guys is, if you are for sure going to edit on the go, then you might want to go with the MacBook Pro. But if you know you're going to bring that project home and edit it at home, then get the iMac. So much more bang for your buck. And that's a question you really have to ask yourself, though, because for me, I was in the same boat. I thought that by just going for the MacBook Pro, I was going to edit on the go, yada yada. But then after a while, I ran into the limitations as far as it was overheating, and of course at the time I was using Premiere, but it was overheating, and it just didn't perform quite well, and I ended up bringing the project home and work at home anyway. So really, when you're traveling, are you going to edit? I think that's probably the question you should ask yourself: is are you really gonna edit on the go? If not, stick with the iMac 2020. Okay, next year, God knows what's gonna come out, because chips are constantly upgrading, and silicon chip is coming. I don't know if any of the editing software are gonna be supported on it, so that's for the future. But that's my 2 cents on PC versus Mac. And the next is, a lot of you guys have been asking me in terms of free Resolve and Studio. Now, if you go on to DaVinci Resolve website, you will be able to see the difference between the free version and the Studio version. Keep in mind, everything if you are a gamer, if you are a YouTuber, if you create content that do not require you to use noise reduction and some of the GPU fusion effects. Okay, if you know you're not going to use noise reduction or the bulk of the fusion that utilizes the GPU, or you want it to have, or if you have two dedicated GPU, and I believe that with the free version you cannot choose to have that dedicated GPU to work. Don't quote me on that. But as far as I know, I've used both. On my laptop, it's the free version. The PC at home is the paid version. So, and while I'm working, with the same project, I have no problem at all. The only time I would need to use the paid version is when I'm working on a project for a client that was in low light that needs noise reduction. And once I finish with everything on my laptop, when I'm on the go, I still have to bring it home anyway to work on it on the PC, and that has the noise reduction feature. Now, again, you need to ask yourself is, am I going to use that function, and how important is that function for you? Are you giving up anything else if you're using the free version right now? Nothing. It's actually a really powerful program for a free program. It's not one of those dinky video maker, type of software. It's not Filmora or some apps on your phone. No, it's super robust. You can use everything on it, like the majority of everything, and excluding the ones that you're gonna, if you go on to the Resolve website. Let me see if I can do that right now for you. Okay. Okay, let me see. I can scroll down here and let me see if it tells the difference between wonder if they have the I'm actually trying to look up the free version. Okay, so let me see if I can show this real quick. Okay. Boom. All right. Okay, down here, of course, they're just gonna tell you, some of the things, but it's pretty much dead on. They're not trying to hook you into buying the full version either. Meaning, there's no limitation, and it's not like you get 30 days to use or anything like that. It's a full, like the free version is the full version. You could use it endlessly. Okay, there's no watermarks or anything like that, unless it's related to these things right here, which is these stereoscopic 3D tools. Doesn't, like all of the Resolve effects, those who have the watermarks on it. Fairlight FX plugin, HDR grading, film grain, blur, and mist effects. See, those are in the studio version. It's also very GPU heavy. So and this thing called neural engine, I think that has to do with tracking some sort. Yeah, so you could actually go to the website and check it out. But if you're asking me, is if Resolve is something, the region Resolve 16 is something that you want to get into versus say Premiere, jump on it right away. If you already have if you already have Final Cut Pro, I used to use sorry about that. I used to use Final Cut Pro as well. However, the limitation that I found was in the color grading. Okay, that's it. As far as the editing itself, it's very intuitive. I love the program, and I know with the recent update and everything, it works really well with the Macs. But then again, the only limitation I felt that I needed was the color grading part, and because a lot of the work that I do use color grading, and also because it also costs, I think, $300, right? And DaVinci Resolve, if you get the studio version, also costs $300. But again, you want to be able to keep in mind that with the studio version, a lot of mainstream, a lot of Hollywood color grading people, they are using Resolve to do this. The master class that I took for color grading is also, they're also using Resolve, and it's just a switch back between Resolve and I believe another program from Avid, I think. But basically, it's a very robust software, so I highly recommend you guys, if you guys starting out wanting to learn video editing for anything, right? For your YouTube or your game, whatever, it's just go straight to Resolve. You rather learn the foundation of video editing with Resolve than using one of those apps and then later on having to switch to a different program and having to relearn everything. So that's why I recommend going with Resolve. And with Resolve, another thing is you could use on both platforms. If you're comparing it to Final Cut Pro, the only limitation with Final Cut Pro is, say you ended up having a PC next to you and you want to give you a friend, or you wanted to build a PC and you want to edit on it as well, you're out of luck. So but with Resolve, it's available in three platforms: Linux, Mac, and PC. So pick and choose from that. Yeah, so that's the reason why I am so, and you could totally hear from my tone of voice, like I am super excited about Resolve, because it's something that I've been ever since I switched over. I love it. I just love the software. It's super powerful, and there's nothing to complain about. Okay. All right. Basic color grading. All right, cool. So the next one I really want to cover is this part right here, is the reason why I switch over to Resolve. And let me just pull this up and for you to check out. So this is one of the projects I was working on. This is one of the commercial. It's a dental office commercial, and I finished already, and so everything is all set and done. But the cool thing about this is in the color grading. Okay. And let me just try to choose a frame. So color grading is something that I am gonna focus on a lot more in the near future on this channel. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about color grading and having such a hard time with using Resolve to color grade. And it's okay. In the beginning, yes, it can look quite scary. Okay, because you have all these notes and it's just confusing, right? So yeah, just if you get a chance, check out the video that I've posted a while back regarding basic color grading. Excuse me. And just go through that first and see if you have any questions, or if you tried out any color grading on it. If you still run into trouble, feel free to reach out to me. I will have information later in one of the overlay. And how do I turn the notification off on this thing? See, I don't even know how to use this thing yet. But anyway, yeah, don't show numbers of new. Nope. I guess scroll moment. How about I turn off for now? Okay. All right, that should be good to go. And yeah, so basic color grading, right? The way I structure is so you could always create, first you will have an empty node, right? And what you're doing is you're basically applying different grade, or you adjust the image according to the nodes, and think of it as layers. It's just multiple different layers and different way of laying out those layers as well. But here I'm just gonna show you super basic the node structure, just so that you kind of have that prep in mind, and so that you can go into color grading easier. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but just easier. So the first thing you want to have in your head is, what look are you going for? Okay, and that is super crucial. If you start noticing all of your favorite YouTubers out there, and the reason why they have the color they have is they already plan out ahead of time before they do that shoot, you know, whether if it's a photo or video. So they got to plan it out. So for example, if you start looking at, say, Peter McKinnon, right? If you're gonna start noticing like all these like darker, very you know, the way he wears his jeans always very dark. The things around, say, his office or whatnot, it's just this dark and light tone. You don't see any off colors. Like, for example, you don't see that little, you know, that little light hanging out in his studio anywhere, right? Or you go to somebody else, say, for example, Sam Coulter, right? Very famous YouTuber influencer, and in his videos you're gonna notice that it's very greeny. It has this like very nice skin tone to it. It's like all of the orange yellow skin tone. It's very dominant. See, little things like that you just gotta start noticing, because what it's doing is they plan out the colors, right? So if they're going into a jungle, they know it's going to be a lot of green. So for sure, nobody's going to be wearing a white shirt, for example. Okay, or not a white shirt. Nobody's going to be wearing, say, like a purple shirt. Okay, or like an off yellow shirt, a neon color. So things like that you gotta have to keep in mind if you are doing a travel video. That's also something that you wanna sort of keep in mind and start noticing. And so once you start planning that out, knowing what colors to bring with you, what colors to wear, then you can start, you know, thinking about the environment. What colors are gonna be in the environment if you are doing a travel video? When you're traveling, you know the place. Say if you go to San Miguel, you know, and in Mexico, and you know you're gonna have that very warm sort of what do you call that? A dark reddish, you know, burgundy color walls and these brown walls. Then you want to wear clothes that would complement to that. If you don't have any colors, or you don't know any colors to complement with that, wear like gray or like dark colors, right? It's just so that when you edit, it looks so much nicer, instead of wearing like this bright neon, you know, sweater or shirt, right? Unless that's what you're going for, and it'll throw off the image. So what I'm trying to say here is, when you're working on a video and going into color grading, you want to make sure that you have that set already. You want to make sure that you have those color during production while you're filming it, and when you go into post-production, it's so much easier to grade, and you're gonna be able to work on the colors that you like. All right, so so again, you know, with that, so these are the layout of my notes. I usually have these notes empty because this is gonna be my noise reduction node, and I'm gonna show you that on my screen here. All So yeah. All right. Okay. So again, this top node here is going to be my noise reduction. So you see that it's empty. I didn't have to do any noise reduction for this one. Okay. And then the following, this one here will always be my my exposure and color correction. This is just a generic LUT that I've slapped on for this raw footage. And then the next one is where what I do is I emphasize the colors. Basically, this is kind of giving that vignette look by utilizing the window. Okay. And this is just an outside node. So the cool thing about Resolve is that once you've created a node, you made an adjustment for that particular area. For example, for this, I've made adjustment outside of the face, right? So because I wanted to bring down the exposure a little bit to emphasize the face. The cool thing is you can always right click on that node and say add node and add outside node. What that means is it will create another node with and allow you to make adjustment within this area, if that makes sense. Within, so the opposite, it will be the opposite of your previous node. Okay. Now, this might be confusing. So, you know, again, I'm not going to go into deep details with it, but just to see just to let you know how powerful this software is and how powerful the color grading process of Resolve can be. So that's pretty much it. And again, I've also created nodes where I just make adjustments just to the skin tone. And yeah, and that's how I was able to pull out more colors in the skin tone. And I don't think I can do this. I don't know if, honestly, up to this point, I don't know if Resolve has any of that capability. If they do, great. But again, you could do that with Resolve even in the free version. So that is that. And again, you know, I really am trying to make this keep this stream as short as possible and giving you guys as much information as possible. But if you guys still have any questions, please feel free to reach out and contact me. The information is right on the screen right here, and it should be at the bottom. You can contact me through Instagram or Twitter. Twitter might be a better way, or Instagram is fine too. And obviously you can comment in any of the video and I will be able to answer questions for you. And so that's just the basic of color grading. And again, I'm not going to go into deep detail, but Keynote, just make sure you figure out what color tone you want to go with, meaning that before you say, for example, if it's a travel video, make sure you plan out your wardrobe. Okay, plan out your wardrobe, knowing the place that you're gonna go to. If it's gonna be mountains, so there's trees, so you know what colors complements that. You can actually pull up color palettes through Pinterest. Okay, that way you're gonna be able to match your colors a little bit better. And so once you have brought the right or the complementary color of your wardrobe, it's so much easier to grade. That is from my experience. And another thing is in terms of color grading, again, that's your particular style, right? So if you have a particular style of like teal or orange, you can still apply it onto your footage with the right colors, and it will help you grade much easier. Okay, and if none of that made any sense, please let me know down in the comments, and we'll figure it out together. All right. The next one is okay, cool. Color grading, lighting. All right. Oh, another thing. Whew, I almost forgot. Another thing about color grading is lighting is super important. Now, if you notice right now, right in front of me, this is a huge softbox. So it's giving me that soft lighting. And if you notice, there is that light. There is a light on that side. However, it's not soft. It's very harsh light, just so that it gives me that separation between me and the chair and everything in the background. And I will probably do a different video on this, but lighting is also very important. Now, when is a good time to film? Obviously, whenever there's a scene that's pretty, or a place that you really want to film. But keep in mind, just like photography, golden hours, the best. Okay, early in the morning, or when when the sun is setting. Those are usually the best time to film, and especially if there's people involved. Again, those are the best time to film. If you don't have any choice, then obviously just have to do with what you have, right? So, okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So the next question I get a lot is Epidemic sound. Now, I've been getting a lot of messages saying that I get a copyright strike. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a strike. Please read it again. If you guys have been getting a strike, unless you're really trying to monetize your videos with their music in it without a subscription. So please keep that in mind. If you do not have a subscription with them, you will get basically a copyright notice. It's not really a strike, more like a copyright notice saying that, you are free to use our music, just that you cannot monetize it, or we will run ads on your videos. Even if your videos are not being able, even if your videos are not monetized, we will still run ads on it, because you're using our music, and you're not subscribed to it. Again, I am not sponsored. This is not a sponsored video, and I'm not sponsored by them in any means, and I've mentioned that in a lot of my videos. It's just that I've been using Epidemic sounds for such a long time that it's my go-to. It's my go-to, and they also have an effects library. Let me see if I can show you guys that as well on here. All right, so yep, let me show you on here. Okay, cool. Hopefully this works. Let me check on the other screen. Yeah, and make sure my audio is on. All right. Okay, so Epidemic sound. Here's Epidemic sound, right? And again, if you guys have been using my referral codes, I appreciate you guys so much if you guys been using my referral code. I will also punch it into I guess the live stream. Hopefully it will show up. So this is the referral code that I've entered in. I will also put in the description later for you as well. But again, I believe you have like 30 days to try it out. See, that's the key thing you got to keep in mind is if you've been trying out their videos, you've been trying out their music, and you're not subscribed to them after the 30 days, all of the music you have put into your videos, those are going to be monetized by them, right? Obviously, because if you're not going to subscribe to them, there's no way you're going to be able to make money off from their music without a subscription. So just keep that in mind. I've been enjoying it so much, so I that's my go-to, and I recommend to anybody. So right on here, if you notice that, the reason why I like it, because there's two things. One is when you start looking through songs, if there's a microphone next right on here, it means it has vocal, it has singing in it. And so sometimes you might want songs that has singing, sometimes you don't, because you're talking in the video, right? And you don't want that. And so you could see that through here. But what I really like is this function here. Say for example, I don't know what this song sounds like. Okay. All right, let's vibe with this real quick. Yeah. They say it's got singing, so I don't know. Hopefully you guys can hear it too. Yeah. Hey. Okay, sorry about that. Got carried away. But anyway, so one thing you can do is, so say you really like this song and you kind of want to go, with similar songs. There's this little button right here. You click on that, it will show you similar songs available from either from the same artist or similar artists and same style. That is super useful because it takes a very, I don't know about you guys, but it takes me a very long time to sift through songs and choose the one I like. And by having that similar button, it's a breeze. Sometimes I get caught up in it and I just end up listening to like 20 songs, and the next thing you know, 3 hours passed and I haven't finished my video. So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, should I just leave this on in the background? It's not too intruding, huh? Yeah, let me just do that. I can leave it on because I'm subscribed to it. So anyway, Epidemic Sound, they also have this thing called sound effects, and this is something that if you're making short films, any kind of YouTube videos, even honestly, even for your gaming videos, you could still use a lot of their sound effects and to sort of amplify your videos. You want to be able to retain that attention, and that's the way to go. Is just use their sound effects instead of going online and search on Google and look for that special effects. You could use it right off from here. A lot of my short films, I use probably 99% or maybe even 100% of their sound effects for all of my travel videos, just to enhance the cinematic, the feel of it, and the visual and the audio of it. So that's the reason why I use Epidemic Sound. But again, coming back to your question is, why am I getting a notice or a strike? If it's a strike, if possible, reach out to them and see if you can correct that. I cannot speak on their behalf, but if you're trying to monetize your video that has their songs in it and you're not subscribed to them, or yeah, then that would be a problem. But again, what I usually get is this personal package right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could still see that on the stream. So this is I usually go with this, and again, if you do, please use my referral link. I get a little kickback, but not in terms of money, but more like credits for me to use on my next like renewal and stuff like that. So yeah, that would really I would really appreciate that, and that would help me out so much. And knowing that you guys do take up on that offer and use my referral. So anyway, so yeah, so that's that. And you obviously on here, you could say you can use for personal. What is that entailed? commercial, enterprise, and what else you can use it for, etc. So yeah. Again, if you have any questions, you can either reach out to them, or you feel free to reach out to me, ask me questions about it. If I don't know if I don't have the information, I can always look up and relay it back to you guys in the most simplistic or simple way. Simple. I'll make it easier for you guys. All right. Okay, and recently I've been just a little quick thing. Recently I've been getting a lot of message regarding gaming editing. I guess it's because I've recently posted a how to edit gameplay. Me myself, I do love to play games. However, I'm started venturing into the streaming industry. But in terms of video editing, I've noticed a lot of videos out there, they're not editing efficiently so that you could save more time, or the edit is not as good. I mean, I'm not bashing on anyone, right? Because obviously you're very good at playing the games, and you might not have time to edit them and things like that. So I completely understand. That's why I've made that video, because my intention is to help anyone and everyone that are in the gaming industry edit faster. I think that's like the key, is to find a way, or find a style that you could edit faster, so that you could either have more time to stream, play, whatever time in real life that you can spend with your friends, family, significant others, and that is very important. So please, for any gamers out there that are getting into video editing, if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. Ask me any questions at all. Even in the stream right here, if you end up reading it afterwards, or watching this afterwards, you can still drop comments below, and I will go through them, every single one of them, and either make a video out of it or have another stream to show you guys. And again, I am super grateful for all the gamers out there that are creators as well, that are creating videos from either your stream or from your gameplay, and reaching out to me and joining my community, joining my channel to learn more about video editing, and I appreciate you guys so much for that. That means so much to me, because I would never imagine being able to help gamers, and now I am able to do that. So thank you so much, guys. Don't hesitate to reach out. I will answer your questions. Sometimes it might go into like the spam box. I don't know why. Like my buddy Game Sage, his message always go to the spam box, and I already subscribed to him, right? And it still goes to the spam box. So I don't know what's up with that. So sometimes that might happen, but I check it pretty regularly, and answer your questions. That's it. I think I'm gonna end the stream here today. I think I went through like a few questions. I know recently somebody's been asking me to check out. Oh yeah, if you have if there are a series of videos, or if you have created videos and you would like me to give you constructive criticism, or even just feedback, right? Constructive feedback on your videos, on either your color grading or your editing style, please just reach out to me. I am more than happy to do that for you. You could message me on Twitter or on Instagram, and we can get in communication. I also have a Discord. Let me see if I can just yeah, it should be here. So let me just grab the invite people, right? So I know I have to do this. Never expire, generate new link, copy, I guess. So again, please, you can also join my Discord, and we can communicate on there, and again, I will post this onto the description later as well, but feel free to join the Discord and we could discuss more in there. Or you have any questions, you can always drop them in there, and I have a separate section for content creators, and you can just drop comments in there or questions in there, and I will answer them as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna spend maybe a few more minutes trying to think of any other questions that you guys might have or did have, and answer them for you. This is my very first YouTube stream, so if I've made any hiccups, mistakes, or not clearing anything for you, please forgive me, and I will make better streams next time. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Let me see if I have anything else to add. Yeah, so just to emphasize the last part of my point is, feel free to reach out. Doesn't matter if it's your gameplay, your travel videos, your vlogs, okay? It could be just your family stuff, and you're willing to share it with me. You just send me links, I'll check out the video, and I will give you constructive feedback, and just letting you know how any questions you have regarding it. I know some of you have already reached out to me, and I thank you. I believe who was it? Reclusive Gaming or somebody sent me a link. Didn't send me a link. One of you sent me a link, and I checked it out. Regarding adding text. But another one is there was a playlist, but I couldn't find it. So if you do end up watching this video, please send me that link of your playlist, and I will check it out. Okay, and that is all. Okay, well, just my usual thing. On that note, stay safe, stay creative, and I will see you guys in the next stream. Peace.